You know when you feel something is watching you, not the regular, oh, someone's staring at me on the train kind of thing. I mean primal, predator level watching. That night, I felt it before I even heard a thing. I knew something just didn't feel right in this environment. It started like any normal walk really. Me and Peggy. My squat little bulldog, with a snort like a chainsaw, took our usual trail through the woods behind my place. We'd done it dozens of times. I had a podcast in one ear and she was waddling along, sniffing every cursed leaf like it had ancient secrets. The fog rolled in quickly, real heavy, like someone pouring milk over the trees. And then I realized, silence. Not the peaceful kind, but the kind that makes your bones vibrate because the world shouldn't be that quiet. That's when I saw a figure, just standing there between two tall trees, trying to hide its overgrown body. There was no sound, not even a rustling leaf, just that long thing suddenly there. I told myself that I was imagining it, despite it being at least 8 feet tall, with long limbs and hunched shoulders. And don't get me started on the fur that looked wet though it wasn't raining. It had the health of a wolf, but no, not just a wolf. It looked wrong, like someone had tried to build a wolf from memory and missed a few steps. And the eyes, God, those eyes looked human. I froze on the spot, my head spinning. Everything in me screamed to run, but I couldn't move. My mouth was opened, but nothing came out. And Peggy, bless her, fearless and stupid, barked once, low and deep, and that's when I ran. I left her. I didn't even look back. I dropped the lead thinking it would be faster for her to run or hide. I didn't stop running until I reached my porch. I took one big leap, pushed the porch door open and slammed it behind me. I glanced over my shoulder to see if Peggy had made it, but didn't see her. Out of my peripheral vision, I see the outline of the creature. Finally getting the key in the main door's lock, I crashed through the door and collapsed onto the floor, kicking the door shut. I was trembling, weeping and hyperventilating. That type of panic spreads to your teeth and fingernails in addition to your chest. For hours, I was unable to breathe normally. I felt shame. She is, after all, my dog, my friend. I left her to fend off whatever that thing was with those long hands or claws. The guilt was loud, screaming in my head. The only thing I knew at that moment was that the creature didn't chase me, even though it could have easily. The next day, I went back armed with a flashlight, a bat, and more courage than I actually possessed. I ventured into those woods again, calling for Peggy like a madwoman, thrashing the brush, a slight panic in my voice. That's when I found her. Peggy came trotting out from behind a tree, completely unharmed, tail wagging like she just had a lovely day at the spa. I squat down to fully examine her. This is where it gets weird. I noticed around her neck was a collar I'd never seen before. It definitely was not hers. It appeared old, leather cracked with time, and a little bronze charm shaped like an eye. Ancient looking? Egyptian, maybe? Pagan? I wasn't sure. I took it off her and pocketed it, heart thumping. We got home and everything seemed fine. I chalked it up to some bizarre half-explained forest nightmare. Maybe stress, perhaps my mind playing tricks, until that night. As I was brushing my teeth, I heard a strange sound. Not a growl, not footsteps, a whisper, right in my ear. You brought me home. I spun around so fast I nearly dislocated something. No one was there. Pressing the off button on the toothbrush, I walked as lightly as possible to see Peggy asleep in the living room. Tapping my cardigan's pocket, I couldn't feel the trinket. The charm, it was gone. I never found the eye, and since then, things have been off. Mirrors would fog whenever I walked past, even without steam being present. I'd hear pacing in the hall at night, with Peggy growling at nothing, especially around 3 a.m. Our hallway lights would flicker when I said certain words. It was all too weird and unexplainable. I felt so isolated, because who would believe me if I told them my story? Peggy and I still continue our daily walks. We just changed the timing and no longer ventured so deeply into the forest. In the evenings, sometimes when I look into the woods through my back window, I see a silhouette of something strange, tall and creepy, standing still and watching. And now weeks later, I'm starting to wonder, what exactly did I really leave behind? Or did something else come out of the woods with me? So yeah, that's my story. Laugh if you want. Say it was trauma, panic, a trick of the light. But me? I sleep with salt at the door. I lock my mirrors in the closet. And Peggy? She won't go near the woods anymore. Smart girl. Because whatever's out there, it knows I left her behind. And I think it forgave her. I'm just not so sure it forgave me. I hope you enjoyed this story. Thank you so much for listening. If you do have any comments, leave them down below. And until the next time, have a good evening. Wherever you are in the world, take care.